Not until a few weeks ago in my nutrition class did I truly start to understand the significance of what food I was putting in my body. I know, just like you know, that even though M&Ms and Starburst may taste great, they have little to no nutritional value and in the long term can hurt your body. Today I'd like to take you through the process of how food is broken down and express to you the importance of the digestive organs' functions. I feel I have a good amount of knowledge in this field due to the fact that this is the topic we're discussing in my nutrition class right now. And I've had many years of eating bad and eating good and seeing the different effects on my body. This information could help college students understand that quick, cheap, and easy can have an adverse effect to ultimate health in your body in the future. In my presentation today, I will take you through the stages of the digestion and importance of keeping your internal organs healthy and strong. I'd also like to express the diseases that can damage your digestive organs and the top 10 ways to keep your digestive system in tip-top shape. Just the thought of fresh hot pizza or the scent of an In-N-Out as you're pulling through the drive-thru is already starting your body's digestive system by creating amylase or saliva in your mouth. Once you chew your food, it proceeds into the esophagus, which is a long tube-shaped muscle that pushes the food and liquids down into the stomach. The stomach is a muscular, hollow organ. It takes food from the esophagus, mixes it, breaks it down, and then passes it on to the small intestines in small portions called chyme. The stomach walls produce and secrete gastric juices that digest proteins and kill bacteria. Once you are an adult, your stomach pretty much remains the same size, unless you have surgery to intentionally make it smaller. Eating less won't shrink your stomach, says Moyad, but it can help to reset your appetite thermostat, so you won't feel as hungry, and it may be easier to stick to your eating plan. The average size of the stomach is about the same size as your fist. Even though your stomach doesn't actually shrink, it does have the ability to expand to 40% its original size. This helps you to stuff in that extra large dinner that you couldn't stop yourself from eating that last bite of. From the stomach, the food and liquid get pushed into the small intestines. While in the small intestines, the food is mixed with digestive juices that are produced in the pancreas and in the liver and continue to break down the process. The bile that is produced in the liver is stored in the gallbladder. In the gallbladder, it is squirted into the small intestines from the gallbladder. The walls in the small intestine is where the majority of nutrition absorption takes place. Muscles then push the waste through the small intestine into the large intestines. That is the final stage of the absorption process. In the large intestines, the waste is extracted and the water is pulled out of the remainder nutrients that are useful to your body. After this stage, the body eliminates the waste. I don't think I need to go too much into that part. Now that we're familiar with the general idea of how the digestive system works, let's dive into a few of the problems we could run into if we don't pay attention to the food we're putting into our bodies. The first issue I want to discuss is acid reflux. When stomach acid backs up into your esophagus, a condition called acid reflux, you may feel a burning pain in the middle of your chest. It often occurs after meals or at night, says Novell Benji. The reason for this is a lot of times due to overeating. When you overstuff your stomach, the muscle that closes off the connection between your stomach and your esophagus opens up, and the stomach acid begins to overflow. And this causing chest pain and sore throat depending on how far the acid makes it up. A good prevention for this would be to keep your portion size to a standard size. Eat slower to let your body get that full filling, and cut back on the amount of acidic foods and sodas late at night. Another issue that can lead to pain and discomfort are gallstones. Gallstones are hard deposits that form in the gallbladder. 20 million Americans are infected with gallstones, with an additional 1 million per year. Gallstones can form when there's too much cholesterol in the gallbladder, or if your gallbladder doesn't empty properly. Gallstones can cause sharp pain in your upper right abdomen. Obesity is a dominant factor in a person's health and increases the risk of stone formations, says Field Willingham. If you are overweight or obese, the best thing you can do for your health and to prevent gallstones is to lose weight. If you do try to lose weight, don't do a crash diet because losing too much weight too fast can also cause gallstones. Slow and steady weight loss is the most beneficial to your health. With all this talk about weight loss and the importance of health lifestyle, I want to discuss the best ways to maintain a healthy digestive system and keep everything functioning in tip-top shape. I'm going to list for you the top 10 ways to keep your digestive system healthy and on the right path. Number 1, maintain a high fiber diet. You'd be amazed at how little you take in of dietary fibers. When the recommendation is 25 to 30 grams per day, I calculated mine and I was around 12 grams, which is around average with what the normal American takes in way below the recommended. Get insoluble and soluble fibers in your diet, number 2. Number 3, limit foods that are high in fat. Number 4, choose lean meats. Protein is an essential part of your healthy diet, but fatty cuts of meat can lead to uncomfortable digestion. When you eat meat, select lean cuts such as pork loins and skinless poultry. Number 5, make sure to incorporate probiotics in your diet. You can find a good source of probiotics in low-fat yogurt or kefir on a daily basis. The probiotics can help your digestive system extract the nutrients from your food intake and help break down lactose. Eat on a schedule. Try to make it a routine to sit down around the same time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and try to plan out your snacks. Number 7, stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Drinking plenty of water is good for your digestive health. To play it safe, you should stick to the 8 cups of 8 ounces of water a day. Number 8, exercise regularly. Exercising helps your body's digestive system function properly and also helps control weight gain, keeping you away from gallstones and developing diabetes. Number 9, skip bad habits. Liquor, coffee, and cigarettes can interfere with the functioning of your digestive system and lead to problems like stomach ulcers and heartburn. Try to keep your intake of these items limited. Number 10, managing stress. Too much stress or anxiety can cause your digestive system to go into overdrive. Find stress-reducing activities and do them on a regular basis. If you stick to these 10 steps, your digestive system will thank you. With this information, I hope you can understand the importance of your digestive health and how each step of your food digestion is important. From beginning to end, every step has a specific purpose, and with the loss or disruption of any of these steps, you might be in for slight to some pretty severe pain in your abdominal area. Stay healthy and eat smart. Take care of your body, and your body will take care of you. Thank you.
What was the time on it?
36 seconds. Who's left?
Okay. My timer, wacko. Okay. Jasmine, what did you think? You're not here, are you? Here we go.
Wow. I thought it was good.
Your voice dropped a little bit. All right, well, let me tell you what I thought. You don't have to stay. I'll wait until you sit down.
Okay.
All right, I thought the opening was fine, referring to your personal experience and the class that you're taking as a way of getting some credibility is all right. And the visualization that you have at the beginning, the way your digestive process starts almost immediately, I think that everybody kind of recognizes that, and you put up the picture of the food and already people are hungry, so you get that reaction. I thought that worked pretty well. You identified your topic very clearly. There's a very clear statement of your purpose for the presentation. You signal that clearly. There's an excellent preview of what the content's going to be. So everything in the introduction's working on all cylinders. Everything's going pretty well. On a couple of the definitions in the first section, when you're talking about all of the parts of the body that are part of the digestive tract, you did okay describing things. You sometimes depend on the visuals to give you the definition, and that's okay. I didn't think that was too complicated there. So that was fine. And there was some supporting material that was being cited in the first section. You had a person that you quoted, but I think that you gave us a name. I'm not sure that you gave us any qualifications or background on that, and that was a little bit awkward, and so it ought to be a little bit more distinct. And I thought on the first and the second points that you generally were citing information pretty well. On the third point, where you've got that list, there's like no citation of any information there. Here's just a list of stuff that people say that you ought to do.
No, I thought at the end, because I got it from the website, and I was going to put what we came from.
Yeah, and even then, I think one of the things we'll be talking about in just a second is that any one of those things on that list could have been its own speech.
Yeah.
So I think you're trying to jam a little bit too much in there, but we'll get to that in just a second. The explanation of the process was pretty good. You have a speech that's basically topically organized for the three main points that you have, and the first point is organized chronologically in the eating process or the digestive process. So that's its own internal organization, and that was very clear. The other points, I thought you had excellent transitions between the points. It was very clear when you were moving from one idea to the next idea, and you also had a visual referent on a couple of those, so I thought that worked well also. On the visual materials, you've got good clear images. There's not a lot of script on them, which I think people appreciate. That forces you to talk to us more and explain a little bit more. But the images are large enough, and usually there's a clear enough vision of what we're looking at that we can understand what you're talking about. I thought that worked pretty well. And when there isn't, you gave a good explanation. For example, the acid reflux process where you talked about the muscle at the top of the stomach and the bottom of the esophagus, why it wouldn't always work. You don't really point that out on the picture, but you do explain it, and so we kind of get a good idea about what's going on there. I thought that for the most part that worked. My one negative is it did seem like there were a lot of images, and maybe one or two less would be good. And that last one that's all script, it's the 10 points. That's too much. You're trying to cram too much into the speech at the end. And I think you could summarize that a little bit more effectively. Say there are a whole bunch of things that you can do to help yourself and improve your digestive tract. And people have lots of different suggestions. Here are a couple of things that might help, and you could maybe provide then some source citation in supporting that material. So that would be the main criticism there. We're not heavily emphasizing delivery on this particular assignment, but I think that's the only thing in your speech that I thought was problematic, is you're very dependent on your notes. There's a lot of reading that's going on. I think if you used an outline instead of a script on your notes, you would not be having that problem. I think it's pretty obvious that you've got everything that you're saying written down, because when you get stuck a couple times, you go, oh, wait. And it's like you missed a sentence, and you know that you've missed a sentence, as opposed to you're just talking to us and telling us about the subject. You're following a pattern that you've got written down, or word by word. So that I think you want to get away from. You want to use an outline, bullet points on the outline maybe, and then just quotes when you need the quoted material. And statistics, that you want to have as little on the outline as you can get away with, and do the least amount of reading possible. All right, thank you.